are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking off fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talking about bonus dads and moms tonight. Welcome to the Daily Go Get a Business Show, y'all. I'm glad to be here. We're gonna make sure that we rock out on this Throwback Thursday. Let's get real about relationships Thursday. Tonight on the Daily Go Get a Business Show, we are talking about what happens when you break up with the bonus mom and dad or dad. Bonus mom, bonus dad. Do y'all know what it is? A bonus mom or a bonus dad is basically the non-biological mom or dad of your children. So, your mom or your dad may have gotten with somebody when you were very young, like maybe a baby, maybe a toddler, maybe an impressionable pre-adolescent. But you and your mom and that person, or your dad and that person, may have been together for a long time, to the point where that may have been the only mom or the only dad that you knew. Or maybe they treated you just like, your biological mom or your dad, or loved you as much as your biological mom or your dad. It's not an easy thing to find. A lot of people out here. There are some men, you wouldn't know it, but there are plenty of men out here that really don't want to take on the responsibility of trying to raise another woman's kids because they don't think that it will put them in a fair situation. I think it's real punk type behavior, but it exists. And on some levels, I can understand it. On some levels, I can understand it because you think about it, like when a woman has kids and she hasn't had a woman she hasn't had a man in her life for a good while, then the kids and the mom, they form this bond, and they don't really want no other, party coming in and breaking up this little team of theirs. So it can be tough when mommy gets with another man and she starts acting new. I mean, how she gonna not act new? Now she getting tightened up on a regular basis. He's making her feel good. He may be coming through a couple of dollars, bringing food on those nights that he comes through, and he may do that for the entire family. So anyway, a lot of men, especially like younger men, they fear that type of situation because they're not really mature enough, or maybe they may not be invested enough yet to take on that type of responsibility. So it's not necessarily raising another man's children, because men do that all the time, but they may fear the bond that the mother and the children have. I have seen situations where the children and the mom can discourage a man from really getting in there. Like if it's a situation where a man is coming in trying to do man shit. He's trying to do man stuff, man or fatherly things. And if the children have never had a father, if they've never had a strong male presence in their lives, then it looks like this unfamiliar man is just coming in the house, telling mommy what to do, trying to tell us what to do, adding structure, things like that. Anyway, what happens when it works out? What happens when you get through all of the rough patches of being a good man or a woman, eventually leading to marriage or a very long-term relationship, to whereas the children recognize you as being a parent to them, and they love you and you love them, and y'all have a really good rapport, a bond, y'all family. They may even blend their family with yours. So y'all like on some Brady Bunch type vibe. What happens? What happens when it goes right for years, maybe 10 years, maybe 15 years, to the point where that person, that bonus mom or that bonus dad, has pretty much raised you? What happens when the parents get divorced? You know, dividing up children in a relationship is like dividing money in a relationship. I don't know if people have ever really looked at it that way, but I know I certainly look at it that way. Because one of the things that you try to protect in a breakup or divorce are your assets. You want to be able to keep your stuff, your shit, albums, tapes, CDs, collections of things, maybe even furniture, heirlooms, souvenirs, gifts, and money. Money. The other thing that you really try to protect in a relationship, in the event of a breakup of a relationship, are the children. You want to try to protect not only your own heart, your own feelings, your own emotions, but you know that your children are not on the same emotional platform that you're on to be able to withstand and understand the dynamics of what a relationship entails and what a breakup means. All they know is mommy and daddy were together and they were better together than they are apart. And now they're apart. So now, just like it wasn't really your money when you came into this relationship, now is those wasn't really your kids. And that hurts. Money comes and money goes. If you brought $50,000 into a relationship, you can't expect that $50,000 to be there when you are with that person years later. It may have grown, it may have diminished, but the 50,000 ain't going to be the same 50,000. Same thing with children. Same thing with children. But you can always make that money back. But those children are there permanently. And so you're going to be invested in their feelings, trying to protect them. If they were your biological kids, of course, mommy is always going to be mommy and daddy is always going to be daddy, no matter what. Whether mommy and daddy are together or not, when it's a biological thing. When it's non-biological, it gets a little sketchy. It gets a little sketchy. And I've seen it. And it's very emotional and it's hard. It's hard for all parties involved. What happens when you're not in love with the woman no more, but you're still in love with the kids? Or when you're not in love with the woman anymore, or the man anymore, and the kids was already giving you problems in the first place. So maybe you connected with some of the kids, maybe you didn't connect with all of them. But one thing is for sure, the truth is going to come out about how everybody feels about each other in that breakup. The kids, the mom, the dad, everybody. Everybody. So what happens? What happens when you raise that child, or you raise those children? What happens when you fought through and weathered the storm of familial what do I want to say? Familial structure, makeup, rifts, rough patches. It ain't easy for a man to fight his way into a family. It ain't easy for a woman to fight her way into a family. But one thing is for sure. If a man brings a woman into his home as his wife or as his woman, his job is to protect her. And normally he does. If he don't, he ain't worth shit. That nigga garbage. Garbage, I tell you. Garbage. But It's not always the same when a woman brings a man into that relationship, into that family. A woman doesn't always establish to the children that they need to respect this man. I've seen it where, look, respect goes farther than just saying, don't get smart with somebody or don't raise your voice. Respect is recognition of is recognition of authority, is recognition of consideration. It's recognition of consideration. So I've seen situations where a woman may have had kids and she had a new man and she didn't make her kids respect that man. She basically had him fend for herself. Like, my kids are who they are. But if they get smart with you, don't get smart back because you're supposed to be the adult. When she should really be saying, no, that man is your elder. So this is what we're going to do. I don't allow my kids to disrespect any elders, whether we in our house or anybody else's house. But all right, so we talking about the bonus mom and the bonus dad. What happens? What happens when you have fallen out of love with your lover, but you haven't fallen out of love with your kids? You wondering how the kids are doing. How are they handling this situation? Breaking up with somebody is already stressful enough, but then you got to deal with the kids who don't understand why this breakup has to take place. Sure, they may have seen a whole lot of toxicity leading up to the breakup. And kids won't hesitate to take sides. Have y'all ever seen a situation where the kids have taken up for the non-biological parent instead of the biological parent? I've seen that. I've even seen situations where the kids left with the non-biological parent. Stepmom ain't stepmom no more. Stepmom is my mom, and when my mom and my dad broke up, I went with my stepmom because she was a real mom to me. I've seen that shit. I've seen it. What's going on, Care Bear and Emily Dunlap in the house? I said Emily. Mia Cunningham. What's going on, y'all? Thanks for coming on through. Y'all coming on through on a late night. I appreciate me some you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yeah, take it away, the bonus mom or the bonus dad. When you take them away, subtracting the bonus mom or the bonus dad from the situation. Bonus mom or the bonus dad. Now, a bonus mom or a bonus dad really means that your biological parents are in your life. They're there. That's why they call it a bonus mom or a bonus dad. Bonus. I had a bonus dad. My bonus dad was all that to me. My bonus dad was all that to me. Henry Roscoe Blue, born October 1st, 1935, passed February 10th, 2010. I miss that man. That man loved me to death. I loved him to death too. He was my bonus dad. I had never heard that term back then. My biological dad, who I also loved to death and who also loved me to death, just passed 2 years ago. I ain't never gonna be right. But, there were times when my mom and my bonus dad had rough patches. Because although my bonus dad was the breadwinner. He came to live with us in our house, and that wasn't no easy situation. Because you talking about a woman who got 3 kids by one man that she was married to for 2 decades, and one of the children, the oldest child, is already in college, out of college, whatever the case may be, 20 years, 21, 22 years old, some shit like that. And you got a teenage daughter, like 15, 16 years old, who was a daddy's girl. Then you got a son, which was me, the youngest. My dad ain't my biological dad has never been out of my life in any kind of way. Any kind of way. So I didn't need a bonus dad. But I did need a bonus dad. And I'll explain what I meant. I mean that I needed a bonus dad because he filled in areas that my dad didn't fill in. Like my dad wasn't big on sports. My bonus dad was. I like sports. So there were certain things I could do with my bonus dad that I couldn't really enjoy with my dad. My dad, he was okay with sports. He was okay with sports, but he didn't play. And he wasn't a big sports guy. Honestly, my biological dad kind of felt like playing sports was like a waste of energy. Unless you was playing professional sports. Other than that, he was like, let's go make some money. I don't know. But let me see here. Emily says, I haven't really raised any bonus kids. However, I see kids now from past relationships. They're still my kids. Okay. And she says, I'm a bonus mom, grandmother, and aunt. But you said that you haven't really raised any bonus kids. Well, which one is it now? Care Bear says, I'm a mom and bonus mom. I hear that. Mia says, my ex's daughter still calls me mom. Still calls me and checks in. Come on, man. You know, the developmental years of a child are crucial and critical to their development. Basically, what you do with a child from birth until I would say about age 18 to 20, that's it. That's the foundation right there. And some people might say, nah, not 18. From birth to about age maybe 12, 13. And the reason why I would say 13 is because in certain cultures, like look at the Jews. When do they have their bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs? Age 13. That's the age. That's the ancient age when you were considered to become a man. Think about it. That's also the age where a lot of young girls are just starting to have a period. Boys are coming into puberty or whatever. We know that some of y'all are mad early. Like, yeah, I was at my period when I was 9 years old. I know there's some of y'all super kids out there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But I'm just saying. On average, 13, most human beings have gone through puberty. So if you think about it, from birth to about 13 years old, that's when you have to lay the foundation. That's when you have to watch the mistakes that you make. That's when you have to watch the things that you do and the things that you say and the way that you portray yourself. Because it's now or never. With a lot. You know? So, that's what we're talking about tonight on the Daily Go Get 'Em Ism Show. When you lose the bonus mom or dad through a breakup, mommy and daddy don't love each other no more. But non-biological dad has become daddy. Non-biological mom is now mommy. They made it. They fought through whatever. They were serious. You know, because you really have to let your love shine through in order to do this effectively. If you faking this shit, like if you faking that you like some kids, love some kids just to be around the mom, just to be with the mom, it's going to show. It's going to show. And you will be held accountable for that. So when you have done it authentically, it's going to show. It's also going to show. And you're going to get credit for that. Even if you don't get credit right then and there, you know how it go. You know how sometimes kids got to get over themselves. They're going through puberty. They're going through that phase in their lives where they're rebellious. They going through that rebellious stage. They don't want to hear what nobody got to say. They think that all people over 30, over 40 years old are old and that they played out and they don't know how the game go. They don't know how it is out here now. You know. But you made it through all of that. And when you make it through all of that, and the love was obviously there, well. That's when it gets real, son. That's when it gets real. So, breaking apart from the bonus moms and the dads. What we talking about? Or what we're talking about? Vita B. What's going on, Vita? Good to see me some. Good to see me some. Good to see me some. You. Yes, it's true. I'm glad that you had a chance to come through. I know that it's rough on the late night, but we're up, so let's make it all right. Okay, Vita B says, that's my 18-year now. My 18-year-old now. She knows it all. Yeah, you're not. Come on now. You know, we in the information age. They think that they can, since they can Google everything, that they know everything. I'm like, shoot, Google don't even know everything. Sure, they may know. They have a big database of information that people have been inputting for 2-3 decades now, but no. Mia Cunningham says, if you are a great influence, you can't break away from. But I'm talking about breaking apart from bonus moms and dads because the parents have broken apart. Like they ain't together. Gotta separate them kids. And if they petty, somebody gonna be like, well, that's my kids. Those are my kids. They're not your kids. And unfortunately, I've seen some really nasty situations. But they don't really fit here because if you consider somebody your bonus mom or your bonus dad, you're not talking about a situation dealing with somebody that you never respected. But I have seen situations where there was a lot of disrespect. Not everybody raises their children right. I'm just going to put it like that, and I'm going to leave it like that. Not everybody raises their children right. Some people just, man. Some people are nasty with it. Some people are very nasty with it. So, you know. But yeah, how do you deal with the emotional makeup of the children that have gotten used to the parents being together, whether they are the biological parents or non-biological parents? And you know, it shouldn't be that much of a surprise that it would be hard to move on from a bonus parent. When you think about, like, what about children who know that they were adopted? There are plenty of children out here who were adopted by parents, and they didn't keep it a secret. They didn't act like, they didn't give it time for the child to say, well, how come I don't look like either one of y'all? They didn't do that. They let them know right then and there that they were adopted. And you were adopted. We chose you because of love. Love. It was like God picked you out for us. But if your adopted parents break up, and those are the parents that raised you, those are the parents that showed an interest in you, those are the parents who loved you, it's going to be really hard on you. Even though they're not your biological parents, it doesn't matter. They are the parents that you know. Those are your people, and they are definitely family. You know how we have people in our families who we have no blood ties to. It doesn't matter. Your aunt married into the family, your uncle married into the family. You got cousins who have been married into the family. You may have stepbrothers and stepsisters, however it goes. But when the love is there, it's undeniable. It's that real shit, you know what I'm saying? Mia says a lot of young people long for guidance and they gravitate towards it. I've seen it with my ex's child and my children's friends. Breaking apart from bonus moms and dads. Hold on, I have to take this call. Hey. Yeah, she didn't get there yet? All right. All right, I'm gonna call you right back. I'll text you the number. All right. Oh shoot. All right. But yeah. Um yeah, dealing with somebody that you really really love, even in a romantic situation, is one thing. But when you're talking about the people who raised you, the people who took an interest in you, the people who really hung in there with you when you were going through your phases and your stages and and all of your confusion, bipolarism, counseling sessions, rebellion, uh, defiant stages, violent stages, talking back. You know, those times when you was going crazy, maybe have even been suicidal in your life. Those people who hung in there and wouldn't let you hurt yourself. And they did it while they were together. Now they breaking apart. Whole crew breaking up. Whole crew. First the fat boys break up. Now this. Sorry, y'all. yeah. So yeah. Like I said, it's hard dealing with somebody in your romantic life, and you may put up with somebody's shit for years and years or whatever, and wonder how come you did this, that, and the third. But when it comes to romantic relationships, we often forget where we come from. We forget about when bad breakup happens or whatever, or the breakup that we didn't want to happens. We often forget that there were ever any real good times, or we put all of the good times in the very beginning. Yeah, for like the first 2 weeks, the first 60 days, we was all that, and we were inseparable, and blah 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 blah. It wasn't. It was longer than that. I mean, that first 60 days, that was the honeymoon phase, but it don't really mean that it was really all of that, all of that. But when it comes to your parents have gone through all of that with you, and they're not even judging you for that shit. You might have cussed them out, made them slap you upside the head, throw you across the room, all that old shit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If your parents ain't crazy abusive, if they had to put hands on you often enough, you probably caused it. Like, listen, I tested my dad's patience a lot. And he's not what I would call a non-violent man, but he ain't put his hands on me like that. He ain't, my mom was the one that gave out the whoopings, and she's a gentle one. But she like, look, you about to get these hands on the belt. She didn't have to do it a lot. I was like, I'm good. I ain't with all that. I ain't with all that getting my ass whooped shit. I ain't never been about that life. Not because of the pain. I have a high threshold for pain, but I have a low threshold for guilt. Like, my parents used to make me feel bad. Like you ain't had no business doing that. I'm like, yeah, I know, but I mean, you're right, but you have to whoop me. All right. We gotta get on up out of here. I ain't want to drag it out anymore. And as y'all can see, I'm being pulled in two different directions. I got some business matters to tend to, but it's all good. It's all good. Let's do these birthday shout outs. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people born on this glorious October 26th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box. Lisa Cottrell turning 45 years old today. And also Shanique Harvey, happy birthday to you. And also Doc Davenport, happy birthday to you. And Shaniqua Miller turning 35 years old today. And Brandy Green turning 36 years old today. And Laverne Hummel turning 60 years old today. And Rachel Mothersill, happy birthday to you. And Shauna Hale Allen, happy birthday to you. And Tyra Montgomery, happy birthday. And the last but not least, going all the way back to the 1991 or 1992. My girl Shanique Brown, happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious October 26th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. A rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out, rock on and do the damn, rock out, rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, man, bonus mom, bonus dad. When they break apart, it can really get you down, kind of break your heart. But you got to keep on moving because it's really not your relationship, but you'll keep your relationship with your mom and your dad because they probably only parents that you had. But when we talk about the bonus mom and dad, means that you had both a bonus mom and a dad. And they treated you equal, maybe the same, maybe not equal, but they never would maim you or shame you or make sure that you was a lion to try to tame you. It's gonna be all good. They still love you. You still love them. It's all love. When you get to the point in your own life where you have to make these types of decisions, these parental decisions, these life changing decisions, then you'll understand what your parents went through when they were a bonus mom or a bonus dad, fighting through all of that. The muck and the mire. Feel the fire. Feel the fire. What is it? Emily says. She says, I was living with a lady and her 3 grandsons in Atlanta, and she somehow seemed jealous of the relationship they had with me. Said they respected me more than her. I don't think that was true. Even though one did say, I wish you was our grandmother. I'm glad she didn't hear that. Word. Word. That's rough. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure that y'all share the show. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet. Love is love, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Peace, 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 peace.